Okay, so we've been through a lot. I've been through worse. Man, worse than I could have imagined. I mean, I knew enough to know danger was approaching. I certainly knew that, but I had no idea. I had no idea. My worst, most vivid imagination couldn't have come up with what's happened. It's just horrendous. And such treachery. Such evil, such treachery, such betrayal. Griffith. May his name be forgotten forever. He turned out, the worst human being now, demon of hell, that I've ever encountered in a book. Betraying every one of his friends. Devouring them in essence. Subjecting them to the pit of hell. His friends. What a rat. Oh, there's not a pit of hell deep enough to hold him. And poor Guts, fighting so valiantly against impossible odds. I kept thinking, I know he survived, but at what cost? At what cost? And to see his beloved and my beloved Casca, what happened to her because of Griffith. Pippin goes down fighting again, impossible odds. But does he ever give up? He never gives up. Put a cork in it who does not deserve that name. I'm going to drop that name. Corcus. Fighting to the end, dispatching a lot of them, proving his great swordsmanship, proving his valor. He's a mighty man of valor. But ultimately, he's killed too. And don't forget Sweet Jude Blue Eyes, defending the woman he really secretly loved. Did he tell anyone? No. But what good is that? We don't know what's happened to the beloved Casca, but Jude protects her to the end. He thinks he's escaped with her, and she thinks they're getting away, but he knows better. He's taken essentially a sword thrust, and he's dying. And he's dying next to the woman he really does secretly love. Things could be worse. But of course, because of Griffith, he's dragged down to the pit of hell too. Who else did we lose? We lost Gaston. He just wanted to bake bread. That's all. And he's dragged down because of Griffith. Guts continuing the fight which Griffith caused. Evil Griffith. Evil, rotten, maniacal Griffith. To think I said kindly words about him. I take every word back. You're evil personified. The beloved Casca, fighting after her friend Jude dies. Fighting off this demon horde, trying to lustingly take her down. All because of Griffith. Evil, wicked Griffith. Sold out his friends, every single one of them. He didn't care. Poor Gaston will never bake any bread. Pippin, he'll never find the love of his life. We lost them all. We lost them all. They're all gone. But not just dead. Not dead on a battlefield, no. Griffith, that evil, maniacal bastard, he brought them all down. But who's fighting to the end? Guts. He's not giving in. He cuts his own arm off. He had to cut his own arm off because of Griffith. Because of Griffith. Saving his beloved Casca. That's what he was doing. The guy had a grip on his arm and his teeth, but he had to get to his beloved Casca. The only way to get to her, cut off his arm. Talking about swimming through a bunch of sharks. There's a guy who did it. May his name be lifted up. Oh, Griffith, you evil purveyor. And then what does he try to do at the end? His friend Casca, he wants to have his way with her. That's what put Guts in a rage. I'm pretty certain that's what finally severed any tie he might have had to Griffith. Oh, hardest thing I've ever read. Oh. It's the betrayal that gets me. I don't know what to say. What now? The Band of the Hawk is gone. And yet there's this little redeeming thing at the end. The way Guts and the beloved Casca were whisked away by none other than Skullboy, who never seemed to help out in the times we saw him before. It was, for example, Nosferatu Zod, who threw Guts a sword when he was going to be killed by those 100 charging soldiers. Wasn't Skullboy, and yet he not only rescues Guts with his bleeding stump of an arm, he saves the beloved Casca, which meant he had to dispatch a few people to do it. Who is this guy? Who is he? Is he good? Is he bad? I don't know. I've got to know. Oh, it's just horrible. It's just horrible what's happened. And yet, when all seems darkest, there's a glimmer of light. Little Riekert didn't go down into the pit. That little sprout, he survived. He saw it all too. He's a witness to what happened. What can I say? My friends, they're all gone, except for Guts and Casca and little Riekert. They're all gone. Good men. Oh. All right, to answer a few questions. Am I glad I went this far? Yes. Can I take it? Yeah, I can take it. You don't get to be my age if you can't take something tough. By far, the worst thing I've ever had to read through. What happens? The beloved Casca is alive, thank God. Guts is alive, thank God. Riekert is alive, thank God. I'm hoping that Skullboy just posits them safely on terra firma. I assume he will. But what's going to happen with them? They've been through this horror and survived it. Who got it the worst? I think Casca. The abuse she went through, first from the demon horde, and then from a person she considered a friend, more than a friend, the ultimate betrayal. And then to see her real hero, Guts. No wonder it's called Berserk. He goes berserk to find her, to get to her, to save her. No sacrifice that man wouldn't make. And seeing it, I can only assume Skullboy saw that and said, I gotta save this one and his girlfriend. Glad he did. Glad Riekert didn't go through that. If Riekert had to go through that, I wouldn't be sleeping for a week. He's too young, too innocent. What do I want to say to the folks who've gone with us this far? I had no idea it could be this bad, because they didn't deserve what they got. They didn't. Griffith.